The topic for today's presentation is benefits and problems of anaerobic digestion. The contents of this presentation are as follows. Firstly, we will cover what is anaerobic digestion. Then we will move on to the process of anaerobic digestion and its description. Then we will move on to anaerobic bacteria and learn something about them. Next, we will cover the large-scale application of anaerobic digestion, and then we will cover anaerobic digesters, their definition, types, and other designs. After covering anaerobic digesters, we will move on to the environmental benefits of anaerobic digestion. After the benefits, we will study the problems related to anaerobic digestion, and then finally we will study the parameters of anaerobic digestion. Part 1. What is anaerobic digestion? About anaerobic digestion. The process by which organic matter such as animal or food waste is broken down to produce biogas and biofertilizer is known as anaerobic digestion. It is a series of biological processes in which microorganisms break down biodegradable material in the absence of oxygen. One of the end products is biogas, which is combusted to generate electricity and heat, or can be processed into renewable natural gas and transportation fuels. It occurs in the absence of oxygen in a sealed oxygen-free tank called an anaerobic digester. We will learn about anaerobic digester later on in this presentation. Part 2. The anaerobic digestion process. The process of anaerobic digestion can be described as follows. Organic waste such as animal waste, food waste, etc. is fed to a gas-tight environment known as an anaerobic digester, which contains certain microorganisms. These microorganisms then digest this complex waste to release energy in the form of biogas and nutrients in the form of residual digestate. Digestate is a nutrient-rich substance produced by anaerobic digestion that can be used as a fertilizer. It consists of leftover indigestible material and dead microorganisms. Description of the stages of the anaerobic digestion process. The digestion process begins with the bacterial hydrolysis of the input materials in order to break down insoluble organic polymers such as carbohydrates and make them available for other bacteria. In the acidogenesis stage, acidogenic bacteria then convert the sugars and amino acids into carbon dioxide, hydrogen, ammonia, and organic acids. In the acetogenesis stage, acetogenic bacteria then convert these resulting organic acids into acetic acid along with additional ammonia, hydrogen, and carbon dioxide. Finally, methanogens convert these products into methane and carbon dioxide in the stage known as methanogenesis. Part 3. Anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria are the bacteria that cannot grow in the presence of oxygen. Oxygen is toxic for them and they must therefore depend on other substances such as electron acceptors. Their metabolism frequently is a fermentative type in which they reduce available organic compounds to various end products such as organic acids and alcohols. Conversions of complex organic compounds to carbon dioxide and methane are possible due to the cooperation of 4 different groups of microorganisms: fermentative, syntrophic, acetogenic, and methanogenic bacteria. Mutualistic behavior of these groups results in the decomposition of complex organic substances in the anaerobic digestion process. Microbes adopt various pathways to evade from the unfavorable conditions in the anaerobic digester, like competition between sulfate-reducing bacteria and methane-forming bacteria for the same substrate. Part 4. Large-scale applications of anaerobic digestion. The most important large-scale application of anaerobic digestion is in the biogas recovery system. The biogas recovery system consists of the following elements. First, the organic waste collection system. Biogas production is best suited for farms that collect manure. It collects waste in a way that is compatible with biogas recovery. The next element is the organic waste handling system that stores and pre-treats the organic waste. Manure may be pre-treated before entering a digester to adjust the total solid content. This may include adding water, separating solids, mixing or heating. From here, the manure passes to the anaerobic digester. It is a system in which anaerobic digestion can occur to produce biogas and other useful co-products. The co-products can be divided into two parts, the solid co-products and the liquid co-products. Solid co-products include fiber-based products, fertilizers, compost, soil amendments, etc. While the liquid co-products include fertilizer, flush water and concentrated fertilizer. The biogas from the anaerobic digester moves to the biogas handling system that collects and treats the biogas. This biogas has primarily three uses. It can be used in the production of electricity and heat. It can be used as a transportation fuel, and it can be used to destroy excess gas and backup primary gas use devices. Part 5. Anaerobic digesters. What are anaerobic digesters? A sealed heated tank which provides a suitable environment for naturally occurring anaerobic bacteria to grow, multiply and convert manure to biogas and a low odor effluent. Many different types of anaerobic digester systems are commercially available. Anaerobic digestion system for livestock manure operate to reduce methane emissions, odors, pathogens and weed seeds and produce biogas. All anaerobic digesters perform the same basic function. They hold manure in the absence of oxygen and maintain the proper conditions for methane forming microorganisms to grow. There is a wide variety of anaerobic digesters, each performing this basic function in a subtly different way. Some of the most common digesters are described in the following slides. The types of digesters are as follows. First, covered anaerobic lagoon digester. Second, plug flow digester. Third, complete mixed digester. Fourth, dry digester. All these types of digesters will be explained in the coming slides. First, covered anaerobic lagoon digester. In this system, methane is recovered and piped to a combustion device from a lagoon with a flexible cover. This system takes advantage of the low maintenance requirement of a lagoon while capturing biogas under an impermeable cover. The first cell of a two-cell lagoon is covered and the second cell is uncovered. Both the cells are needed for the system to operate efficiently. A lagoon is a storage as well as a treatment system. The liquid level on the second cell must rise and fall to create storage, while the level on the first cell remains constant to promote manure breakdown. Some systems use a single cell for combined digestion and storage. Plug flow digester. The idea behind a plug flow digester is that manure flowing into the digester displaces digester volume and an equal amount of material flows out. Plug flow digesters do not require mechanical mixing and the total solid content of the manure should be at least 10 to 15%, and some operators recommend feeding manure with solids as high as 20%. They are usually 5 times longer than they are wide and recommended retention time is 15 to 20 days. They are primarily used at dairy operations that collect manure by scraping, and mixed plug flow systems are used at a wider variety of operations because of tolerance to a broader range of solid concentrations. Complete mixed digester. A complete mixed digester is basically a tank in which manure is heated and mixed with an active mass of microorganisms. Incoming liquid displaces volume in the digester and an equal amount of liquid flows out. Complete mixed digesters work best when manure contains 3 to 6% solids. Other designs. Other common designs for anaerobic digesters include: first, batch digester. In this type of digesters, the simplest form of digestion occurs where manure is added to the reactor at the beginning of the process in a batch. The reactor remains closed for the duration of the process. Once the biogas has been obtained for a particular batch, a new batch of manure is added and the process continues again. Second, induced blanket reactors. Digesters in which a blanket of sludge develops and retains anaerobic bacteria is known as an induced blanket reactor. In this type of reactor, bacteria-rich environment present through which the feedstock passes. The third type of digester, other than the four common types mentioned, is a fixed film digester. A fixed film digester is essentially a column packed with media such as wood chips or small plastic rings. Methane forming microorganisms grow on the media. Manure liquids pass through the media. These digesters are also called attached growth digesters or anaerobic filters. The slimy growth coating of the media is called a biofilm. Retention times of fixed film digesters can be less than 5 days, making for relatively small digesters. Part 6. Environmental benefits of anaerobic digestion. The first environmental benefit of anaerobic digestion is the diversion of organics from landfills. Organic materials, when separated from municipal solid waste stream, can be processed in an anaerobic digester. This is quite beneficial for the environment because if organic materials are allowed to decay in landfills, then the methane and carbon dioxide resulting from their decomposition will be released into the air and contribute to climate change. When the organic materials are anaerobically digested, the resulting nutrients found in the digestate can be used to feed and nourish the soil. The second and the most obvious benefit of anaerobic digestion is the generation of renewable energy. When organic materials are anaerobically digested, biogas is created. Since biogas is a renewable source of energy, it is a very important benefit of anaerobic digestion, since this biogas can be used to power engines and generators to produce mechanical power, heat and or electricity. When compressed, it can be used as a vehicle fuel, and after treatment it can be used in similar applications as natural gas. This biogas can be used as a replacement of fossil fuels and is becoming quite popular in the modern times. The third important benefit of anaerobic digestion is the benefit or improvement in soil health. Anaerobic digestion produces digestate, a nutrient-rich slurry. Technology exists to separate the digestate into solid and liquid components which may be managed individually for reuse or further treatment. For example, the solid component may be heat dried to produce fertilizer pellets or composted prior to land application. Practice of land application of digestate can improve the health of soils. The soil benefits can include increasing the organic matter in the soil, reducing the need to apply chemical fertilizers and pesticides, improving plant growth, reducing soil erosion and nutrient runoff, alleviating soil compaction, and helping increase the soil's water retention ability, which reduces the need for irrigation. The fourth environmental benefit of anaerobic digestion is the reduction in methane emissions. Anaerobic digestion systems capture methane, and that allows us to use methane in a beneficial way in the form of biogas. Capturing methane is important because methane is a very harmful greenhouse gas that contributes to climate change if allowed to escape to the environment. The fifth environmental benefit of anaerobic digestion is manure management. Anaerobic digesters, when used on livestock farms as a part of an integrated manure management approach, provide farmers with additional options. These systems allow farmers a way to reduce emissions from manure lagoons, stockpiles and storage ponds, since these methane emissions can be used as biogas. Second, minimize odors and pathogens. Third, generate products for use on the farm such as animal bedding and high quality fertilizer. And fourth, reduce solids content. Part 7. Problems of anaerobic digestion. Potential disadvantages of anaerobic digestion. Initial investment may be costly for an anaerobic digestion system. Bankers and lenders may be cautious of lending money for these systems. The digester requires proper care and maintenance, and hence technical knowledge and good management is required. Labor is required for preventive and unscheduled maintenance, which is why sometimes the digester takes precedence over that person's other farm duties because of the regular maintenance it requires. Potential disadvantages of anaerobic digestion continued. The daily maintenance tasks of an anaerobic digestion system are minimal. However, it requires weekly oil changes, regular engine overhauls, and periodic digester cleanouts. There is no reduction in the amount of manure to be handled. If water is added to the system, the volume is increased. However, the amount of manure remains the same. Nutrient conservation may be undesirable on a farm with excess nutrients to manage. Anaerobic digesters can be a farm safety hazard. Potential disadvantages of anaerobic digestion continued. Much of the nitrogen in raw manure is converted from its organic form to ammonium. Ammonium can be transformed to either ammonia or nitrate. The ammonia can be lost from unincorporated field applied manure, while the nitrate can be leached through the soil and may eventually reach the groundwater, thereby causing groundwater pollution. Field application and management to reduce nitrogen losses may be more demanding for digester effluent than for untreated liquid manure. Part 8. Parameters affecting anaerobic digestion. The first parameter is pH value. The pH value of the substrate is a very important factor in the anaerobic digestion process. The optimal range of pH is from 6.5 to 7.5. pH value is important because the methanogenic bacteria that produce the methane are very sensitive to acidic conditions. The growth and methane production are inhibited in an acidic environment, which is why pH becomes quite crucial for the anaerobic digestion process. Different stages of the anaerobic digestion process have different optimal pH values. Second, the composition of the waste. It is important to know the composition of the waste in order to be able to predict both the methanization potential and the most efficient anaerobic digester facility design. Methanization potential is the ability of a type of waste to be anaerobically digested or methanized into biogas and a digestate. Biomethanization potential depends on the concentration of the four main components, that is proteins, lipids, carbohydrates and cellulose. Third, loading rate. The loading rate is the measure of the biological conversion capacity of the anaerobic digestion system. It determines the amount of volatile feasible as an input in the anaerobic digestion system. Overloading of the system can result in low biogas yield. Fourth, retention time. The retention time or the residence time in the anaerobic digester reactors refers to the time that the feedstock stays in the digester. It is determined by the average time needed for the decomposition of the organic material as measured by the chemical oxygen demand and the biological oxygen demand of the influent and the effluent material. And last but not the least, operating temperature. It is the most important factor determining the performances of the anaerobic digester reactors. It is the essential condition for the survival and optimum thriving of the microbial growth. There are two optimum ranges of temperature defined as mesophilic and thermophilic. Mesophilic digesters operate in the temperature range of 25 to 40 degrees Celsius, while the thermophilic digesters operate in the temperature range of 50 to 65 degrees Celsius.